which Wim Hof Method course should you get? Let's begin with the easy answer and then dig deeper into a more elaborate response. Right on! If you're looking for the more challenging, structured, and intensive class, then purchase the Classic course. It ramps up quickly and is catered towards athletes or people with prior endurance training experience. Conversely, if you're wanting to build up slowly and get familiar with all the details of the Wim Hof Method, buy the Fundamentals course. It's more universal and eases you into the various aspects of the Wim Hof Method, allowing you to pick and choose what works best for you. And if you ever get bored with either of those, just wait for the course that's in the works right now, The Power of the Mind. I mean, just look at the price point, 66,000 euros? Ooh, getting high on your own supply, Wim. I see what you did there. I digress. Back to the topic at hand. You've gotten the short answer, but how are they actually different? Let's break it down according to the 3 pillars of the Wim Hof Method. Shorts, guitars, and beanies. Ah, you thought? I mean, cold therapy, breathing, and commitment. Sometimes also called mindset. Number 1, cold therapy. Typically, you're going to be exposing yourself to the cold by either taking a cold shower, sitting in an ice bath, or being outside in chilly conditions with minimal clothing. Both courses focus on gradual exposure. However, they don't do it at the same tempo. For example, by week 5 of the Fundamentals course, you're going to be taking a 3-minute cold shower that goes 1 minute cold, warm for as long as you want, 2 minutes cold. On the other end of the spectrum, the Classic course, by week 5, you're taking a 10-minute long cold shower, completely cold, no warm breaks, nothing of that nature, much more intense halfway through the course. By week 10 of the Fundamentals course, you're only required to take a 5-minute long shower, so you're never even reaching the extremities or the challenge of the Classic course. Both courses cover the ice bucket challenges, cold yoga, and the horse stance, which are directly related to properly preparing, enduring, and recovering from cold exposures. Number 2, breathing. In the Classic course, you're primarily performing 4 rounds of breathing, as well as 1 round of push-ups, and that remains constant throughout the majority of the class. However, the Fundamentals course varies it up and shows you something Wim calls power breathing, releasing DMT. The amount of rounds you do, the rate you breathe at, and which exercises you do with the breathing also varies in the Fundamentals course. For example, in week 7, also titled Under Pressure, you do the breathing as a preparation for a 4-minute scissor kick session. Immediately afterwards, you continue the breath work in order to help your body recover from the acidity that was built up during the exercise. The Fundamentals course also comes with one-on-one guided breathing sessions. This way, if you want to follow along with Wim, you don't have to open the videos and find the spot where Wim gets started with the breathing. Instead, it's a separate file that you can open up to jump right into your breathing session. I find it especially helpful when I'm feeling lazy or unmotivated. Wim's guidance is highly recommended. The Classic course doesn't come with this option, but it does feature a whopping 45-minute breathing session with Wim. No music, no fancy bubbles or sounds, just a very close and personal experience. Both courses do come with access to a 4-round guided breathing session that focuses on guiding you from a minute-long breath hold to a full 2 minutes and 30 seconds long breath hold. This is by far the most used tool in the app for myself, and I find it's exactly what you need to feel loose in the body and get those tingly sensations. Number 3, commitment, mindset. The commitment or mindset part of the course consists of the flexibility, balance, and strength building exercises, so basically yoga. And this is where the biggest change is evident. In the original Classic course, it's all taught by Wim himself. He keeps it simple and sticks to a specific routine throughout the 10-week journey. The poses he performs get increasingly more difficult, and they're not broken down in a step-by-step manner, which makes this part of the course quite challenging, but ultimately wildly rewarding. With the Classic course, you'll have a routine down in no time, and it's easy to remember because the routine always follows the same sequence. In Fundamentals, however, Wim's replaced by yoga instructor and Wim Hof Method enthusiast, Marika. She aims to walk you through various beginner-friendly and all-accessible yoga poses. Unlike the Classic course, the yoga poses vary from week to week in Fundamentals. You might go from downward dog and a butterfly pose one week to a plank and child's pose the next. The variety of poses allows you to explore which ones work the best for you. They will aid you in understanding different parts of your body and focus in on that mind to body connection. Albeit, you won't get a sense of routine from them, which is one drawback compared to the classic course. Also, in fundamentals, you usually begin with stretches to loosen up the body, then do the breath work, and finally finish it off with cold exposure. The original 10-week course is slightly different. Its formula consists of breath work immediately, then stretches/physical exercises, and lastly, cold exposure. Besides the 3 pillars, here are some additional criteria you might want to base your purchase off of. Production value. In terms of production value, Fundamentals is excellent. It's more polished, has slicker editing, features atmospheric music, and is streamlined in a way that puts it head and shoulders above the production value of the classic course. The classic course feels more raw, off the cuff, and closer to an indie budgeted film when compared to the blockbuster feel of Fundamentals. Each week of Fundamentals is also given a theme, whereas each week in the classic course is given a number. The Workbook. Both courses come with comprehensive workbooks, but Fundamentals wins out in this category by a landslide. The Fundamentals Workbook is a lot more aesthetically pleasing as it features helpful images of exercises, colorful charts and trackers, and inspirational quotes by Wim. The classic workbook looks like, well, any other doc or spreadsheet you've seen before. It's very generic and bare-boned. Homework. Both courses offer additional assignments to do outside of the breathing, stretching, and cold therapy. These are exercises to help you better understand the technique. For example, using pH strips to see your alkalinity levels, breaths per minute related to relaxation, the horse stance, using an oximeter, etc. The Fundamentals course covers a wider array of topics and also digs deeper into them than the classic course. Q&A. One of the biggest advantages for the Fundamentals course is that it features questions and answers from the participants in each weekly video. Thus, Wim answers many of your potential questions within the video course instead of via a forum or some type of online reading. It's there, it's direct, and it really helps. You can't go wrong with either course. Both provide tremendous value and benefits. If I could compare them to anything, I'd say the classic course is like the original Terminator, and Fundamentals is like Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Whatever your decision, just remember, the cold is your warm friend.